I've been to Tulsa, Oklahoma, but that was, we were living on the edge.
Yeah, that's a good time. Hi.
Hi, I'm Jess from Westford, Massachusetts.
Hello.
And so I have a statement and a question. The statement is, please let Kripke know we want him at a con. We all have
Solid choice.
He would be either really good or be really boring because he's so careful with the information that leaks out of his mouth that he might just be like, no comment on everything. Or if he was able to, he could give you like the dissected version of every question and answer. It would be awesome. I would like to be in that audience when he finally decides to actually.
I'd like to ask a question.
I know, man. I got questions.
I got stuff.
I hope he does. I know it's been on his radar. In fact, he's actually mentioned it to me that he would be interested in it. But the man works like just a monster, and I think things will have to slow down a little bit in the world for that to happen. And I hope he does. I mean, for his sake, like he's so.
One
busy.
more year at Boys, right?
I mean, there's a lot of rumors. There's nothing official. I mean, look, he said that there was only going to be 5 seasons of Supernatural. There were 15 freaking seasons. I don't think The Boys is going to go 15 seasons. However, what they say right now is that, there's no telling. There's no telling. However, I do wish that he does get a break sometime soon because he works his ass off, and hopefully in that break he can come and talk to us about some stuff.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
actually, sorry.
Yeah, no, what's up?
So that was my statement. My question
Oh, yeah.
Nashville was incredible. And I don't know how you do that after a full con weekend and have that kind of energy. That show was amazing. And all of us want to know if there's hope for touring in the future.
Well, thank you. It took a lot of drugs.
He's not lying.
No, obviously we were very thrilled with the success of that show. It was incredibly nerve-wracking because there were so many moving parts to get that thing done. And these guys can certainly attest to, I mean, we had 13 people on that stage that night. And just the thought of like, our drummer calling the night before and being like, I got a family emergency, I gotta bail. Like, anything could have happened. The soundboard could have gone out. The air conditioning in the building could have, anything. So I was just really nervous. It's like, oh my gosh, I put a lot of pressure on myself. And I remember at the end of it, I was like, Steve was like, pretty badass, wasn't it? And I was like, I never want to do that again. But then after that settled down, then I was like, okay, maybe we should talk about doing that again. Touring might be aggressive, but anything's on the table. I don't know. I gotta talk to my partner Brian about that.
New York.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I watched that show online, and then I remember I texted you, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was really good. I remember the first con I ever did was in Vegas, and it was the first time Jensen ever got up on stage and sang. And that was, God, we're old. But that Nashville thing, I was like, well, what's he get, like 1 or 2 songs? And yeah, that was super fucking impressive.
17 songs set.
Yeah, man.
But then the real shitty part about it was we had to follow probably one of the best performances I've ever seen out of these guys. You guys just like lit it up. And I turned to Steve and I was like, this was a bad idea. This was a very bad idea. Why would we do this to ourselves? They're so much better than we are. You guys
shouldn't follow. You shouldn't follow.
I know. No, you guys lit that place up. It was awesome. What a fun night that was. That was cool. Thank you.
But you should do another show or two, so.
I know. I gotta figure that out. Even maybe like an acoustic set or something a little more stripped down. But the big band, like with the horns and the strings, is so fun. Sorry. Hi.
Hi guys, I'm Mary Ellen from Massachusetts. I love you guys.
Not Kirby from South Carolina.
No, I can't.
Not that.
Jeffrey, this goes to you. I do love you because people are gonna boo me. I am not a John Winchester fan. I'm a you fan, but not John. But I'm saying this because in watching the Winchesters, I told Drake that seeing, and this goes to you, Jensen, I feel like you changed my heart about John. Like, I was able to see him in a better light, and I hope that we get more of that, and I hope that it can change the way we see him, not just in possibly the Winchesters, but if you guys do more Supernatural, which I know you talk about.
I just saw a quote from Drake yesterday from this stage where he's like, I wanted to be more of an asshole like Jeffrey's John. But he didn't want to because he's scared of all you. And I'm like, oh, you weenie. Fuck up. They're only mean for like 20 years. They'll forgive you. They'll forgive you eventually.
Well, thank you about the Winchester, and that was the conversation that Robbie and I and Drake had at length about, you know, what this John pre kind of the supernatural of it all, basically pre Mary's death, what he would be like, and we really did wanted to focus and make him a much more approachable character, because I think it would have been an obvious choice to make him the same type of person. Well, there's no shift, and I think that's a beautiful thing in storytelling, is when a character goes through something so traumatic that it changes them, sometimes good, sometimes bad. I don't think that, obviously it's arguable whether or not John was changed for bad or for good, because what he did was he set out to do good, even though it was a vengeful mission. He was setting out to right a wrong, because he had gotten wrong, and his wife and his family had gotten wrong, so he had set out to right that wrong. Now, obviously the debate is how he did that, whether that was the right way or the wrong way, but nonetheless, it changed John. That moment changed him. And so I wanted there to be a different type of John than the Winchesters, so we could see a glimpse of what he was like prior to that. And I think he did a great job. Thank you.
I think you as well did a great job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Alice from right here in New Jersey.
Hi, Alice.
This started out as a question for Jensen, but then when I realized Jeffrey was coming too, I realized you both could answer it. You both had the opportunity to do a lot of different formats of acting and entertaining, from a lead on a standard 23 episode series to an ensemble member to a streaming series to voice acting to movies. What's your favorite format to play in?
The one with the best writing. Like, for real. So it's probably not going to be the 23 episode one, because that's really hard to keep up the level of writing. Lately, there's so much kind of good stuff out there. Streaming has kind of changed the game. It's also kind of put a huge dent in the business, because everybody thought they could follow in Netflix and Amazon's footsteps, and they can't. And so a lot of the shows that we've watched and love are in trouble right now. They don't have the money anymore, because everybody gave up on commercial television, which is crazy, because that's how you get your money. Anyway, but you follow the best script. You hope to get the best script, you get the best people to work with. A lot of it again, is luck. You don't know half the time if it's good. How would we know Supernatural would be Supernatural when we did the pilot of it, You never know. Grey's Anatomy.
It was good writing though. Like when that pilot was, like, it holds up today.
For me, how I knew it was good writing was the soundtrack that was involved in the pilot.
It was in the script. Yeah,
And I'm like, with this kind of music, it's going to be a killer show.
it was in the very first page,
Yeah.
and that he wrote, like, and then
Fade in.
a fade in
Yeah.
with a classic rock tune. Not this. What was it? It was like anorexic, pansy, emo bullshit. I want hard rock. And when I read that,
70s classic.
AC/DC, Zeppelin, and I remember reading that too and going, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's immediate,
paints such a good picture too. He's so just fantastic at painting a picture with his words.
But there's also, there's also good scripts that you can get that can get so screwed up. I never on purpose. I never on purpose did a shitty movie. But I've done a lot of shitty movies. But you think when you read the script, oh, we could do something special here, and then,
So you're saying you like streaming, like you like more of a condensed season?
I think it's easier to keep the level, the quality level up.
But you still, this is one thing I like, why I tend to gravitate towards TV rather than film, is because with a film, I think I said this before, a film, the script is the beginning, middle, and end. It's all right there in front of you. With a series, you're on a journey, and you don't know where that journey is going to go for your character, for the story, for the relationships. It's a journey, and I tend to enjoy that more.
Well, and I also don't think they're making the quality of movies they were making 20 years ago.
No.
And I think the best writing and the best directing and the best acting is on television.
It's series work.
Yeah, it's series work. So,
I'll say, just because I'm thinking about your question, it's just like what medium, and doing a 23 episode network television show is a grind, and I know I did it for a solid 15 years. I think what we had, and with as much as we were doing, we turned out some really great stuff, and I think it's a testament to the people involved with that show. They really invested and loved that show. I mean, when you're looking around and you're seeing the PAs, the guys that are just hired to clean change the garbage can, when they're sitting there reading the script that they got a hold of because they're fans of the show, I think it added a lot to that show. That being said, I also have done daytime soap operas, which is, I did, my record, I think, was 24 pages of dialogue in one day.
yeah, that's, well, you know me.
I would 2.4 pages of dialogue for you. Your cue cards, and
my God.
I ended up having to I taped his dialogue to my chest for one scene, because I was like, we just gotta make our day here, pal. Just look at my tits.
I'm never gonna fucking live it down. Ever. Every time I do a convention, he tells the story.
I love that day.
It's got legs.
He was so just mortified. But he had to do it. It's like my brain is mush. He'd just come off of like a 14-hour day of Grey's Anatomy, went straight to the airport, hopped on a plane, and then started at 7 a.m. with us.
Yeah.
And he was just a
And it was
shock.
also, it was a huge
monologue.
happy scene.
Yeah.
And I remember I had posted notes on Jensen, I had him on Sharon, I had
On the desk.
posted on the deck, and I would just walk around and be like when I watched the scene, I'm like, wow.
Oh, it worked.
This is good acting.
It totally works. He's just reading his post-it notes.
It looked like I was thinking.
That's it. By the way, 3M is going to be calling tomorrow for a post-it campaign. But that being said, the series work, there's movies, there's streamers, soap operas. But if I had my choice pick, I would do half-hour multicam.
Schedule-wise, nothing better.
Schedule-wise, it is unbelievable. The fact that, like, when I think about Friends, I'm like,
It worked 8 hours a week at the end.
and yeah, it was like 8 hours a week. And they would turn that out. And they would do 3 weeks on, 1 week off.
Yeah, and they were making,
$1 million an episode.
Yeah.
So,
And we're talking about a show that's 20 years ago. We're still jealous.
I know. Well, one of my first gigs was a multicam half hour.
Me too.
And
With Jason
just
Bateman.
Rhodes, yeah. With Jason
I
Bateman?
did a half hour with Jason Bateman called Black Sheep.
Yeah.
And I played Joey. I was Joey, and then I went and tested for Joey, because I had just played Joey, and I didn't get Joey. And I'm still mad about it.
Yeah, I would be.
Oh, pissed. God.
But man, because it's also like doing live theater every week. You know, you get an audience of like 200, 250 people in a small soundstage, and you put on a show for them for 2-3 hours. And there was just something about, and like, you know,
It's good energy.
it's great energy, and you're workshopping the material all week. You do a series, you go up, you block a scene, you might run it one time, and then you're going to camera. Like that's why I think, you know, guys like he and I, you can pretty much throw us into any situation, and we'll be all right, because we've been doing it for so long.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, but multicam, whew, that's what's sad. But they don't make those shows much anymore, you know? Used to be a ton of them, and now there's only a handful. Sad.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking sad.
On that note, hi.
Way to bring it down.
I was gonna say thank you very much. I write for a living and I really appreciate what you said about writers, particularly with what's going on with the WGA right now. So thank you very much.
Stay strong.
We love our writers.
We love our writers.